Hefe. Care about number what the check say. I can't run, I can't hide from no nigga, no. I still wanna take my mama to the Poconos. Gotta buy on a house, $1 million row. Played it fair with these niggas, put me in a hole. I got scars, I'm still healing, don't nobody know. I've been living independent, beefing with my bro. It ain't even about the money, it's the principle. They say blood a little thicker, I ain't feel it though. I got problems on my handle, I'm a grown man. I don't wanna murder nothing, use the wrong hand. Niggas put you in your feelings, playing like your friend. She been rocking hard body, say she not a fan. Malibu, picking beats, meet me on the sand. I got flights chasing heights, I don't wanna land. Shit really hit different, niggas understand. But you should never make a statement on another man. Judge give a life sentence, make you understand. I can make 100 million sticking to the plan. 20,000 on my watch, 20 in my pants. Like a nigga hit a lick, do my money dance. Everything independent, needed in advance. Big sad motivation, I've been in a trance. Take a picture of me ballin', niggas in the stand. I've been making niggas bitter, they don't stand a chance. I can't run, I can't hide from no nigga, no.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics today is going to be Larry Hoover. The recipient of Hot Topics is going to be Larry Hoover once again. So, a few days ago I dropped a segment pertaining to Larry. And it wasn't no segment about his freedom and or the commuting of his sentence due to Donald Trump pardoning him. But was that spoke about? Yes, it was. However, the segment basis was around snitching and or telling on somebody. So, I had got this segment from 1090 Jake, so people know where this had came from. And it was just more of a reaction than me actual stamping that this man is an informant, because I don't even have to go watch the thing. I know that that did not come out my mouth. I know I didn't say he was a informant. I know I said things was alleged, and I pointed out the newspaper article that was put out in the Chicago Times or Turbulent, whatever it was at that time. So 1090 Jake was basically stamping that Larry Hoover was all bad based on this newspaper article from the police. It was a lot of speculation as to why, after all these years, 50-some years this man been locked up, that this thing just surfaced. This just surfaced after it is said that his sentence is commuted. Cold devil work. So, pertaining to 1090 Jake coming out and spinning what he spun pertaining to the newspaper narrative, I guess this was also covered on No Jumper. I didn't see No Jumper segment of it, or either No Jumper employees reacted to Larry Hoover accusations of being someone who have told on somebody. But now that my memory is jogged, I guess Remo, that was of No Jumper, I don't know if he was the first to drop it, but I guess he spoke on it first. Since then, I haven't really got no backlash or nobody talking crazy. Not that no comments that I've seen, but I'm pretty sure it's some people talking crazy out there. But one of, if not many of my supporters, I'm pretty sure it's more than one, but one of my supporters is GD. And he tapped in with me on Instagram like, hey, bruh, that's wrong info. You know, the old man Larry ain't told on nobody. That's what the police said. Even the dude who it happened to, even the dude who had victimized Larry at that time, has even stepped to the plate and said that Larry never told on them. However, these dudes was apprehended and was placed in custody. I don't know. Larry wasn't the only one that shot. It was other dudes that shot too. I don't know if they the ones that told. And being that they told, Larry just got caught up in the mix. Later on, years down the line, his name in the mix because these was his co-defendants. I don't know. But being that I spoke on the situation, I'm always going to rectify if something is wrong or if I hopped out there not fully understanding, which I rarely hop out there not fully understanding. When I'm reacting to things and I'm talking about stuff, if it's not a life story pertaining to something I've been through, then, I provide facts. I place things up here on the screen for you guys to see with your own eyes and for you guys to hear with your own ears. So this is just not coming out of the rabbit's hat like I'm trying to pull a magic trick or trying to go viral for just talking crazy or just saying anything that's off the wall. I don't get out like that, and that's not my character. So, as I was saying, few people been hollering and saying that is false information. 1090 Jake is placing false information out there. And with that being said, 1090 Jake need to go get the paperwork. Being that he covered this segment, he need to go get the paperwork because a newspaper article is not going to stand or fly. And I was glad some people did step to the plate to speak about the news article. So let me explain this to y'all, and we're going to get back into the Larry Hoover thing. I had two homies that went down probably like 15, 16 years ago on some 187s. They both was apprehended, not on the scene, they both got away. However, some DNA on one of the scenes led to one guy getting arrested, and I don't even remember how the other homie got arrested. However, they both go in there and fight the case. One of my homies end up getting spooked, the one who DNA was allegedly on the scene of a homicide, and just gave the beans up and told on himself. But if I remember correctly, he never implemented the other homie that was his co-defendant. So here they are, both arrested now fighting the case. They not around each other. One of the other homies is calling the other homie a snitch. And so we tapping in with this dude like, bro, what's up, bro? They talking about you telling. He like, man, look, bro, I ain't told on nobody, bro. Did I tell what happened? Yeah, I told on myself, bro. Like, I'm a snitch for telling on myself because my DNA was on the scene and I'm trying to explain to them what I was doing in the rival hood on the scene. I told on myself I didn't implement nobody. So, okay, we like righteous. So, the homie that's going around saying that he got told on and all this, I end up running into him, and when he tell me this, you know what my question was? Where's the paperwork? Do you have the paperwork? He said, yeah. He go to his commissary bag and he retrieves some paperwork. He gave me the pages. It's about 10 white sheets of paper. I read through these papers. These papers was from the 77 police station during when he got arrested, and they was interviewing him on the arrest, asking him questions, and either playing good cop, bad cop, or dropping whatever evidence they had on him, which led to him. So after he going through this interrogation and all this, they give him some paperwork, some papers that's supposed to be paperwork of the homie telling. I looked through these papers, and all I seen was Officer Wooty Woot said Wooty Woot told him this. Officer Wooty Woot said this. And I looked, and I said, hey, homie, this not no paperwork. He like, huh? I said, this is not no paperwork. This is what the police saying that the homie said. We cannot go off that. When did we start believing what the police said? Now, if it's an affidavit or if it got his name right here at the top with his actual words, like they recording him or typing, and him talking, not saying what the police said, that's paperwork. The paperwork is going to be an interview. Hey, what happened on such and such day? Oh, man, you know, we pulled up at this time, this and that happened. We pulled up, we got cracking. Wooty-woo was the driver, Wooty-woo was the other shooter. It's going to be an interview. It's not going to be the police said that this was said. Now, fast forward back to this Larry Hoover situation. Hold on. So, I told the homie that wasn't paperwork. Him and the homie both go to trial on the hot ones. The homie that told on himself, crazy and ironic, he did not get found guilty for telling on himself of how he got to that crime scene. And he was let loose. And the homie who had nothing to do with what he was on was found guilty of something he admitted to. And it's a cold game. Now, back to this Larry Hoover situation. It's a newspaper article of what the police is saying this man said. It is a newspaper article of what the police saying that Larry Hoover told them. This is not paperwork. The paperwork would have been an affidavit or interview, whether a statement, whatever the case may be. This is not no paperwork. If in fact the Chicago news station is putting this out there, and this is not factual, I'm pretty sure they can be sued. But I'm pretty sure the limitations as far as the time on however you may feel or go about this subject to sue probably has ran out. I don't know, but being that this matter is brought back up, it's something to look into because it's false. It's a false situation. Being that they spoke that, it should be some paperwork that can back this. Because it got to be on paper unless, I don't know what I'm talking about, unless back in them times it was different. And they changed it up as they was coming along, you know what I'm saying, investigating organized crime or people that they fancy as street groups and stuff like that. I don't know. But that newspaper thing, it don't stand. And that's what I should have said in my last segment, that it didn't stand. But I don't know how it go in other states, because in other states, in the other regions, it's different. Even a court system, the way they go about it and all that is different laws in different states. So I didn't know if this how they do it, because I had another situation like this to where I had some homies calling another homie hot because they was beefing. And I'm like, bro, do you got the paperwork? They said, yeah. And you know what they produced? They produced the same newspaper article that's out on Larry Hoover now that they heard that Trump is pardoning him. And I asked these homies, when they gave me that newspaper article, I'm like, bro, what is this, y'all? Talking about a man is telling them this is a newspaper article saying that he gave some information up. And we don't know that to be true, because if he gave it up for the news to get it out there, it should be a statement somewhere, and it should be some paperwork. And 1090J have been to jail before. He's been a person that people have been going to speak on paperwork, to stamp the approval if this paperwork is good or not. In this situation, 1090J, you got to follow all the way through. You have to go find and see if it's some paperwork. If it's not some paperwork, man, you can't be up here talking about people. It's rats, it's not rats, man. This man is an honorable man, bro. This man is an honorable man. Stayed down, done his time, trying to get out and see what else life has to offer before he expired. And like I said, if you gonna cover it, you gotta cover it right. And that's just a newspaper article of what the police saying that Larry Hoover supposedly said. If he told, that will be in his PSR, his pre-sentencing release investigation, his PSI. It got every case you ever been arrested for, whether you had a proffer hearing, whether you that PSI is gonna tell it all. And I don't think this man made it this far and this long without exchanging paperwork with other brothers and stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could have set a lot of people up and had thousands of bodies sacrificed, you know what I'm saying, besides himself, to get out a long time ago, because he was privy to all the information and stuff that was going on out in them streets. Now, last, before I go, I'ma share something else with y'all. The feds don't care how they play, and they play cold and they play dirty games. A lot of people mad at Donald Trump because Donald Trump is in office and he's showing his ass, doing what he want to do. He not following no rules and regulations, and if he is, it's minute. He doing what he want to do. Big dog status. Now, I first learned how tricky the feds is and how tricky they can get when I was fighting my case and in federal prison, and the people who were still on the run and on the streets, who evaded the feds, you know what the feds did? The feds put fake paperwork out there on these people. And this paperwork came from the lawyers. Looking at certain names on the run, oh, he's squilling. They was making it as if these people turned themselves in, gave some information to get out on ankle monitor and why the trial and case was going on. So one dude in particular, we hot about him. Homies coming up like, hey, bro, you remember that time, bro? He came in the spot. Niggas was like, oh, he got the wire. And all that, man, I knew we should have patted. I was fake patting him down. I ain't feel no way. It was all type of stuff that was coming to people's mind. Like, man, I remember this situation, man. Yeah, that was, man, he was with the police. Lo and behold, long story short, they put that paperwork out there on two people that I can remember that I knew personally, and neither one of them was bad or hot, nor had any contact with the police or interview. They was still on the run. But you know what that did? I hopped on the phone and called out there and gave it up. Like, hey, look, they saying this person and this person telling. Just so happened one of the persons I spoke on happened to be right there. They hop on the phone. I'm not telling, bro. I swear, all that stuff. You know what happened? Next day, they went to jail. The homie, was one of the other homies, he was still on the run. He finally get caught. He go to jail, make it up there with us. Main line yard paperwork and all that. Like, bro, that was a game, bro. I never had contact with the police, and I didn't think that they can do that. But I've seen them do all type of nasty stuff that warranted them being in trouble or getting in trouble or a lawsuit being filed, and it just don't happen. So with that being said, 1090 Jake, man, you got to do your homework. And we going to conclude it there. It's your boy, Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. And press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
Keeping it real and showing love, absolutely free. Still some of the hardest shit for a lot of you bitch ass niggas to do. So if you ain't a bitch ass nigga, let me see you keep it real and show me some love and share this post right here, cake ass knuckle.